I've had it with the snow and the fucking ice mountains. I feel like I'm living in the Arctic. Staten Island is now the North Pole. Except there's no Santa, there's no elves, there's no reindeers. Just turkeys. You know, they didn't come to clean my street for days. Nothing. I had to pay a fortune to have 2 guys come and shovel my sidewalk and my driveway. And before they could get to the driveway, one of the guys fell on the ice and the other guy disappeared. I couldn't even go looking for him because my fucking car was in the garage behind a mountain of snow and ice. And then when the plows came, after 2 days of bullshit, they pushed all the fucking snow into my garage and all onto my sidewalk. And you know, you can't even do nothing about it. My neighbors don't even care. They said they used the 2 guys and they did a great job for them. And you know, they said maybe I should just shovel them because, you know, they might be getting tired. I'm not going out there and breaking my ass. And then my sister called and she said she needed to take Marco out in the snow. Marco is my little nephew and he's a fucking nightmare. She can't handle him and her husband was out working and, you know, even if he was home, he doesn't do shit. He just lets him run all over the house all day and all night. So whatever, you know, they come over. We take him out to go sledding on the fucking ice mountains. He loved it. Someone called the cops. I swear to God, somebody called the cops because they heard him roaring like a lion. That's just how he sounds. We got used to it. We don't even think about it anymore. But, you know, some people, they hear that and they get scared and then they call the fucking cops. So whatever. You know, the cops came and they saw, you know, that it was nothing. And then the cops got stuck on the snow and they couldn't get out. And the asshole that called for the cops, he had to come out and he had to help the cops push their car down the street. It was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Everybody in the neighborhood came out and they were standing and watching this on the ice mountains. They were standing on the ice mountains like douchebags watching this. And then after all that, I was in bed. I was done. I was done. On my phone, the Ring app kept going off and I don't see no one. But then I look, I'm like moving and I look down and I see a cat. He's like looking at the sled. The cat sits on the sled. I thought he was gonna go for a ride or something. He takes a shit on it. And I'm watching this from my phone. He must have thought it was like a litter box, the sled. And then he, you know, he walked away, you know, very nice in the snow. And, you know, he went like, you know, along his merry way. I called my sister. She don't want the sled back. She says, no, just put it on the garbage. I don't want it no more. In the background, I hear Marco screaming. I'm not touching this thing. I'm gonna have to call and get someone now to take this. A sled with a pile of shit on top. Removal service.